SketchUp, as a mainly architectural program, could not fail to include settings regarding the exact position of the sun. These settings include the position of the sun depending on the date and time set, whether to display shadows, and how bright the lighting will be. In this lesson, I will show you how these settings work and what effect they have on the scene. I have opened the file that we are working on throughout the course, which will be the one I use to show you how to simulate natural sunlight in a scene. Before I move on to explain how these settings work, I will change the visual style of the scene. To do that, I will expand the Styles tab of Default Tray and select the Landscape Architecture style, so the colors will appear more vivid and real. Now, to display the light and shadow settings, I will expand the Shadows tab. The first icon on the left, which is Show Hide Shadows, defines if the shadows will be displayed or not. From the Coordinated Universal Time drop-down, you define the time offset from Coordinated Universal Time. For example, if a country has a time offset of +03:00 hours, this means that the time in this country is 3 hours ahead of Coordinated Universal Time. In this case, I have to select UTC plus 3.00. From the icon on the right, we can see more detailed settings for shadows. I will click on it to display all the shadow settings. From the field below, we can specify the time of day that the scene takes place. You can either type the exact time in the time field or drag the slider to set it. Personally, I will set the time at 10 in the morning. Below the time settings, you can find the date settings. I will set the date as July 14, 2020. To set the date, it is more convenient to click on the calendar icon and select the day, the month, and the year. Right below there are two sliders, the light and the dark. The light slider defines how intense the sunlight will appear, while the dark slider defines how dark the shadows will appear. Notice how the light and shadow intensity change as I change the corresponding values. When the Use Sun for Shading option is enabled, the shadows will be created according to the sunlight. From the Display options, you can choose where the shading will appear. If I turn off the first, On Faces, option, shadows won't appear on the surfaces of the objects. I'll change the time a bit and notice that shadows appear in parts of the scene where there is no surface. If I activate it, the shadows appear. The exact opposite happens with the On Ground option. If I disable this option, then the shadows will not appear on the ground, but they will appear on the surfaces I have created. Finally, if I enable the From Edges option, the shadows created by the edges of objects will be visible.